Well, Mamavi, welcome.
Hello.
And you know that we're having today the third Financial Services Forum, and it's on the theme or a topic for discussion, the financial service sector cleanup.
Now what?
What? Yeah, definitely. And it's taking place from 9 a.m. today, and by 8:30 a.m. we should expect the guests to be seated. Joy Business is doing this in partnership with the Financial Services Forum, and it's going to take place at the La Beach Hotel right here in Accra. So we'll bring that to you live here, and we're going to have Mrs. Elsie Ado Awadi, the second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, as well as the Reverend Daniel Ogbami Tete, Director General, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and Mrs. Mariam Bano, Corporate Governance Consultant. Also expected to be as one of the speakers is Dr. Richmond Ichiahene, who is a regular on the channel, speaking on many of the related banking issues, and he's a lecturer with the Ghana Banking College with the years of experience. Nchirado and Peter and Philip Namfuri will be with us. Make sure we do the good moderation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You slept well?
I think so. I think I did. You were talking about, you know, Albert's story about the men's cooking competition. You said you can't cook. You still say that proudly?
I'm not saying I'm proud about what I say. I'm saying that I can't cook. I'm not saying that I'm proud saying it. If you're not good at something, it doesn't mean that when you say it...
I think that saying you can't cook is not enough. You've been saying that for how many years now? Like, what, 6 years?
How many years have you known? I think it's not just some couple of years, some 2-3 years.
Really? Because when you say you can't cook, you have to work on it. You shouldn't be saying the same thing. So far, you leave it there.
So
I can't cook, you sit back.
I've managed to know how to fry sausage, egg. Yeah.
What? Fry egg and sausage.
The last time, I think about a month ago, I tried cooking rice in the rice cooker. So that's easy.
It turned to rice pudding, I guess.
No, my elder son helped me out. So my elder son helped me out. So it helps. And
then such a sad story.
Just over the weekend.
Yeah, you tried what?
Guess what? I was able to blend and did some gravy. So, and I ate it with the rice. As I learn how to cook with a rice cooker.
Okay, how did you make the gravy? Let's go through
I should tell you the method.
Yes.
My son helped me once again. So I have to. It was tutorials. So.
You are sadist.
No, the thing was that I tried going onto YouTube, but the network in my home is not good. So it's a big problem. I think what I need to do is download so that when I go, I can just quickly... Yeah.
It's a big shame.
It's not a shame that I can't cook. I'm sorry.
I have the Daily Graphic newspaper.
So I apologize if I...
Yeah. Front page of the graphic. I don't convict appointees. Allegations are referred to designated bodies. And this made huge headlines. President Akufo-Addo speaking at the Bar Conference in Takoradi. On the front page, you find the president with Justice Julius Ansah. He's a justice of the Supreme Court. Also, NAGRAT to meet NLC over strike. Members in 5 regions laid down tools. Exhibition of voters register begins today. We won't plunder Etiwa Forest to mine bauxite. That's GIADEC, G-I-A-D-E-C. Story on page 38, center spread of the paper. 51 graduates return home after apprenticeship in Israel. Government stakeholders in textile industry agree on roadmap. The government and stakeholders in the textile industry have agreed on a roadmap for the implementation of policy interventions against the importation of fake textile products and other unfair practices that have stifled the growth of local companies in the sector. The roadmap starts with the signing of a document on Friday, according to the story, that will allow for the implementation of a textile tax stamp policy. A lot more in it in the center spread of the paper. Back page, Upper East Regional Hospital to be ready October 2020. Acting IGP inaugurate police station for Abuabo number 4 is also another story on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. Let's continue with the Finder. All right, that's the back page of the Daily Graphic. Let's do the Finder now. Front page of the Finder. Here we go. Clearing agent tag baseless. All corruption allegations probed or being probed, according to the presidents. On free SHS, 351,022 placed, 38,355 disqualified. Ghana up 6 places in latest anti-money laundering terrorist financing rankings. Techiman Omanhene commends governments for regular town hall meetings. These are the headlines on the front page of the Finder newspaper. Okay, all right, that's it. That's what's in the Finder today. Kojo joins us. Good morning to you, Kojo.
Hello.
Yeah, you're good?
Well, I am now. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you too.
Indeed. It has been a while. How was your weekend and everything? I'm sure you
great.
people have asked each other that question already.
Today's Tuesday, by the way.
It is so. Yes.
He went
I had a day off.
He had a day off because
I had a day off yesterday, but it's great to be back. And yes, you guys have already mentioned a lot of interesting newspapers. All of them talking about the president, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It was
like
the biggest news for us.
Nope. If you're okay, you can start.
Sure?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. I have the Ghanaian Times. Should I do them all? Custodian, Statesman.
Not those two.
No.
Not those
all
two.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. 3 papers. I'll start with the Times. And this morning, banner headline, I'm committed to corruption fight. President assures nation. Also, work on 5-kilometer Anomabu Sea defense wall begins. Government policies and programs more impactful. That's according to the Information Minister. He's been speaking in Techiman. Also, Gumwa Jasehene shot dead. This is a story that came out yesterday. Shocking story of the lynching to death of the Gumwa Jasehene. And on the back page, Upper East region records high maternal mortality. Also, Koika presents $32,000 of implements to farmers groups in the Upper East region. And Koika is the Korea International Cooperative Agency. All right, let's see what else is in the papers. The Custodian up next. Let's bring that up. Should be just a moment. I don't convict alleged corrupt appointees. Akufo-Addo jabs critics. PPA saves Ghana 2.75 billion Ghana cedis. I think that was also mentioned by the president, wasn't it? Banking sector gets 1.5 billion Ghana cedis fresh capital injection. That's according to a PwC survey. Techiman Omanhene Lord's government for town hall meetings, also on the front page of the Custodian. Daily Statesman is the last newspaper I have this morning. Let's have a quick glance at the front page. And there's an image here of the president in a tete-a-tete with the special prosecutor. Banner headline, 21 Mahama officials on trial. Also, face charges of 772 million Ghana cedis, chop. That's the sort of accumulated amount at hand with these 21 individuals. Joe Garte launches dialogue on railways. Page 8 has the details. And Kumasi Zongo youth pledge to support police against crime. On the back page, 2 sports stories, including the one that I'm sure Mama B is very excited about. US Open 2019, Rafael Nadal beats
I'm not excited.
You're not?
I'm not, because Serena didn't win.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and she was poised to, wasn't she? All the way through. She was quite focused until...
but she was beating, so that was a convincing win.
Indeed. Anyway, Medvedev was beaten as well, and Nadal wins his 19th Grand Slam title. Right, Tokyo 2020, Ghana arrive in Algeria for second leg qualifier. That's also on the back page of La Statesman.
Well, let's do the Daily Guide. Has on the front page again that story. I'm not a clearing agent. Nana. NDC youth lock offices in Kumasi. Voters register cleanup starts today, and top bank owners to face jail. Again, coiled from the president's address to the Ghana Bar Association conference. Let's go to the center spread. Yvonne Chakachake's daughter affected in fresh xenophobic attacks, and we know that this one was from a post on her Instagram page or handle. Kisa,
you know, in Zambia, they banned South African music on their airwaves.
Because of the xenophobia attacks?
Yeah,
Wow.
so what they say is, you know, they're not asking people to go and attack South Africans. You know, they're protesting in their own way by banning their music. I thought it was, that's a good way to protest.
Yeah, I mean, it's impactful because it starts a conversation everywhere like it has here. But how will those who are committing the attacks, how will they feel about this? Will it bother them? Will they feel like there is a negative impact of the attacks that they are carrying out?
They will not. But as for the leaders and those South Africans who are here
to step in
to
and
work
do
on it,
something about it.
because I think what is making people angry is the fact that there's very little effort in stopping it. You know, because it seems like some of the leaders,
on the part of government,
some of the leaders, because when you hear the utterances, they kind of support what is going on. I feel it's because they don't have any way of eliminating poverty, giving them jobs and solving their problems.
Indeed.
So yeah,
there was a Ghanaian celebrity, I think it's Bibi Bright, someone like that, a Ghanaian showbiz personality, who who called for the boycott of MTN as our way of protesting.
I think I've also seen about somebody mentioning ShopRite.
So
who would it hurt, by the way?
I mean,
the consequences.
I think it would be good for us to find our own way of, as a nation, making our position known on this. That is, if we do have a position on it as a nation. It would be good for us to find our own way of making that position known. I don't know if boycotting the businesses would make a difference, but something to make a statement would be good, right?
You got more stories?
Yeah, other stories. We have BOG enforces directive on third-party deposits. Also, center spread of the Daily Guide. There's a news one pull out, they call it. Seydou Agongo Mons Heritage Bank. We also have I don't want Nicki Minaj to retire. 50 Cent.
Queen Latifah? Oh, okay, 50 Cent. Queen Latifah says, she'll come back. She would come back.
Oh, she did.
Once a rapper, always a rapper.
Yeah, all right. Now let's go to the back page of the Daily Guide. This one is quite interesting. It says, why Pogba, real deal, Real. Okay, that would be Real Madrid. Okay, failed. Ramos outshines Beckham, and we have all those related stories. Let's go to the Dispatch and the main front page story. Akufo-Addo on fighting corruption. Judgment will be given on the 772 million Ghana cedi allegedly embezzled. Breakdown of the population in Ashanti, some great statistics for Greater Accra, Bono, and Central regions. And we know that the Bono region has been broken up, Brangahafo. The 2019 Ningo Prampram NDC primary was tough, both physical and spiritual. A story attributed to the current member incumbent and also elect Sam George. All right. I think we're done.
Yeah.
There's a story in the final about 11 suspected prostitutes arrested in Tamale.
Suspected prostitute?
Yes, suspected prostitute.
Okay.
Well, so part of a bigger mission to clear the metropolis of crime, right? Or get criminals out of it.
Right.
So there's this thing that has become a big problem in our country. Check this out. It's in the story. According to the crime officer, the accounts of some of the suspects revealed they were trafficked. No, before the paragraph before that says what? Preliminary investigations are still ongoing, and when we establish that they are not Ghanaians and they don't have the requisite legitimacy to live in Ghana, we will collaborate with our immigration partners so that they can take it up from there. What does that mean? So that they can take it up from there. Collaborate with immigration, that's to send them back to the countries where they came from. But if you are involved in a crime, they've committed a crime, because prostitution is not allowed. It's actually a crime in Ghana.
Yeah,
why don't you let them receive the necessary punishment, the punishment that goes with the offense, and afterwards you can send them back. You know, it looks like sending them back is the thing. We will collaborate with our immigration colleagues, and then they will take it up from there. What does that mean?
Well, I mean, I think as a nation, maybe it's time we made our policy clear on what happens to foreign criminals, okay? Because I think there are implications of either one, okay? So if you decide that whoever commits a crime here will simply be sent home, this place will become very attractive for criminals.
Yeah.
If the worst that will happen to them is that
if I commit a crime in Accra, send me to Angola. That's my hometown.
You get a free ticket home, then yes, it will be very attractive to criminals from other parts of the world. But also, if the policy is that we will jail everybody for every crime, okay, every crime, that also has an implication on us, because while someone is in jail here, they are a burden.
Oh, you don't necessarily have to jail. So it's not every crime that will take you into prison.
Exactly, I agree. So for me, I think there perhaps should be a policy so that we are clear that, look, if you commit certain crimes to this level or this kind of crime, this is what will happen to you. Either you'll be fined, or you'll this, or you'll that, or you'll be, fined and then deported, whatever. If your crime is beyond this level, you will be jailed. And it doesn't matter what the cost of, because justice comes at a price.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that we should budget for that and make it happen. So I think I'm with you, but what we need is some clarity. Someone in office.
Okay, wait. What kind of clarity do we need again? We have our criminal books, right? Or maybe not even.
So you're saying there shouldn't be a difference?
Listen, if I stole your phone, I'll be punished.
Yes.
It shouldn't be who stole the phone.
So people...
As in where the person who stole the phone, where is the person coming from?
All right.
It shouldn't be that.
So people will still get deported from this country. Under what circumstances should that happen?
If you're not here legitimately,
okay,
we can send you back. But where you've committed a crime, you receive your punishment, after which we send you back. Okay. So that you don't come back and do it again. Well, so that other people who are in our country will know that when you do this in Ghana, you are punished for it. Sending you back shouldn't be the punishment. Otherwise, if I commit a crime in Accra, send me to Angloga.
If you take what we've been able to do with some of the respective countries like the US and the UK, even Canada especially, we have packed with them, and for certain crimes that are committed by their citizens, they don't have to be tried here, they have to be tried there, etc. So there's a certain policy direction for our multilateral partners who are in Europe or elsewhere. It's got to do with those around here, those around the sub-region. What do we do with them? And we have to give a certain indication as to what happens elsewhere with our citizens when they commit a crime.
So what's our agreement with China?
We don't have any known public agreements with China.
But
but we still deport their citizens when they commit crime.
In fact, was it the lands minister who came out in an attempt to contradict the senior minister, said that, we send them back all the time. We send so many of them back, instead of bringing them to
So how has that stopped, commission of that specific crime? Because if we get you, we send you back. When they find you, they will send you back. So go and do it.
So
pray that they don't find. If they get you, the worst they will do is they'll bring you back home.
Mama B asked, how has that stopped it?
Yeah.
So is it fair for us to say, or is it fair for us to ask whether our government is interested in stopping it or not?
I think it's fair. It's fair because
Absolutely.
The posture and the commitment and the way we tend to act on it will show to everybody whether we're willing or not. Okay.
So
we only have 2 minutes.
Yeah, the president says he's committed to corruption. He says there are 21 officials of the previous government who are under trial. The amount for which they are being tried come together to something like 772 million Ghana cedis. He also talks about savings made at PPA. As you know, when Manasseh asked the PPA to give him information about these savings, which contracts they saved this money on, the PPA to date has not given that information. In fact, the board suggested that it's a secret, even though the PPA publishes details of all of the contracts that they deal with and give approval for. They publish all those details. They say that the ones on which they have saved money, it's a secret, so they won't tell us. Well, Mr. President, what I want to say is that part of the perception of corruption that is surrounding your government is because we don't have information. So if there are 21 Mahama officials, can we have a list of these 21 officials and the
crimes,
the offenses that they are being tried for, how it amounts to 772 million, so that it's not just something you said that we are supposed to take your word for. Give us the evidence. Later this morning, I'm having we are going to do AM talk, and I'm supposed to talk about this with the panelists. First of all, your government refused to give us somebody to speak on the matter. Okay? Refused to give us a representative. Are you boycotting us again or what? But nobody is coming, so I can't ask them this question. The people of Ghana will not get an answer. But more importantly, the people who come, I have nothing to challenge them with. If there's someone from NDC here, I won't be able to challenge him and say, look, 21 of your people are being tried. They'll ask me, which 21? I mean, I'm a shareholder. Mr. President, so please, give us information.
Try and conjecture.
We have to take a breather, but you can always log on to myjoyonline.com for more news.